Hey folks, Shadeslay here, back with the weekly roundup featuring a hand-picked selection of top new iOS games. By the middle of the week I was beginning to worry that I'd struggle to find a good lineup, especially following 2 weeks packed full of big names. I needn't have worried though, a little bit of digging has turned up 4 superb new titles, as well as a whole bunch of stuff that's coming soon. Kicking off this week's show is the one game I knew would make the grade. Wayward Souls by Rocket Cat Games is a roguelike action RPG, and one of the most hyped games of the year so far. Starting in the basement of a cursed tower, you'll battle upwards through hordes of monsters as one of 6 different playable characters, each with their own unique skills and abilities which can be customised through upgrades. Each level of the dungeon is randomised, requiring you to master the skills of your character rather than memorise set pieces, and death is permanent. From my experience with it so far, Wayward Souls is a challenging game that will frustrate and satisfy in equal measure. Refreshingly, the game features no in-app purchases, making success an experience that money literally cannot buy. It has an intriguing sales model that will see the cost increase by $1 with each new update, although these will reportedly be free for existing players, making it well worth grabbing the game now. In just a few days, Wayward Souls has made a big impact, receiving plenty of praise from players and critics alike. It's out now for iOS, priced at £2.99 or $4.99 in the US, and it will be available for Android and PC soon. Next up, Tiny Dice Dungeon from Congregate is a much more casual RPG experience, but not one to be overlooked. Starting out with just your hero and a pair of combat dice, you'll dive into a dungeon and face off against waves of monsters. The combat is compelling, drawing inspiration from tabletop games like Dungeons & Dragons. When it's your turn to attack, you'll have the option to roll any dice in your hand. Basic dice add their value to your attack total, and you can roll them as many times as you like before striking a target. However, roll a 1 at any time and your attack misses, ending your turn. It's this risk-reward trade-off that makes Tiny Dice Dungeon so much fun. As you progress, you'll have the option of capturing monsters Pokemon style and adding them to your party, and you'll collect dice fragments that can be crafted into new dice, some with special abilities such as poison damage or healing. There isn't much by the way of story to follow, and being free to play, there are in-app purchases to speed up your progress, but neither of these things seems to detract from the core gameplay. There's also a PvP mode. Tiny Dice Dungeon is a casual game designed for you to dip into and out of when the mood takes you, but it's still a lot of fun, and I thoroughly recommend giving it a go. You can grab it from the App Store now. My third new release this week is the gorgeous physics platformer Leo's Fortune. You play Leo, a mustachioed grandfatherly furball who sets off on a journey to recover his stolen fortune. Following the trail of dropped gold will take you through 24 levels, each with new mechanics to explore and pitfalls to avoid. Coin collecting platform games are nothing new, but Leo's Fortune rises high above the rest. Aesthetically, the game is stunning. I might even go as far as to say it's the best looking mobile game I've ever played. That's not just down to the photorealistic quality of the visuals. The clever design and themed environments all play a role. Each level is a panoramic masterpiece. Unlike so many other mobile games, the story behind the gameplay has some real substance too. It starts light-hearted, but turns darker as you unravel the mystery of the missing treasure. Cutscenes are narrated by Leo, and the voice acting is second to none, as is the enchanting soundtrack. There's no trade-off here between the presentation and the gameplay. The standard is exceptional across the board. That's why, even up against Wayward Souls, I have no hesitation naming this my pick of the week. Available now, you can pick up Leo's Fortune for £2.99 or $4.99 in the US. Reviews on the UK App Store have an average 5-star rating, with more than a handful suggesting that this might be the best mobile game ever. I'm not ready to go that far, but it's certainly high up the list. This is an impressive console quality experience that you just don't want to miss. Moving on, my fourth and final new release is the stealthy action puzzle game Third Eye Crime by Moonshot Games. It's easy to draw comparison between this game and last week's Hitman Go. There's the same compact level design, and the objectives are broadly similar. Get from one point on the map to another, occasionally making a detour to pick up something on the way. Where Third Eye Crime is different is that action takes place in real time, giving you a much shorter window for making strategic moves. Playing as Art Thief Rothko, you'll need to trace a route across each level that stays one step ahead of the highly alert security guards. Entering their cone of vision will set them after you, as will triggering various alarms and traps. Whilst it starts out simple, it quickly becomes a frantic game of cat and mouse as you try to avoid detection. The difficulty level ramps up rapidly. Rothko can use various items to make his task easier, but these are consumable, so you'll need to use them sparingly if you want to avoid purchasing more with real cash. Complete with film noir style graphics and a jazzy soundtrack, Third Eye Crime seems like a well-rounded game. I haven't come across a wow factor yet, but if you've already laid Agent 47 to rest, then this would make a more than adequate substitute. Third Eye Crime is available on the App Store now for £1.99 or $2.99 in the US. This price includes the first act, with 2 further acts of roughly 40 levels, each available for 69p or 99 cents in-app. And that's it for new releases this week. Time now to take a quick look at what's coming up. Starting with Warbits, a forthcoming turn-based strategy title from Risky Lab. Developed out of a desire to capture the magic of Nintendo's Advance Wars, the game takes place in a war-torn world where factions choose to settle their differences through a war simulator rather than real violence. It's due to release with a full complement of multiplayer options, including pass and play and Game Center support for up to 4 players, as well as a story-driven single-player campaign. We don't have a release date for Warbits yet, but a recent trailer suggests it can't be far away. I'll keep you updated. Meanwhile, expected to surface next week, Dwarven Den will combine mining, puzzles and exploration within a Dungeon Keeper-like environment. Playing as a jolly dwarf, you'll explore the underground mines and dig through the remnants of ancient civilizations. Within the underground levels, you'll solve various puzzles and complete objectives in order to find errant dwarves and gather lost treasures. It's been developed by Backflip Studios, makers of Dragonville, the top-grossing iPad game of 2012, and will be free to play. Already available in Canada, look out for it worldwide on May the 1st. And finally, the developer of hit indie and PC mobile game, Machinarium, have announced an iPad port of their latest PC point-and-click adventure, Botanicula. Developed by Amaninta Design, the game boasts impressive audio, story and visuals. It was recognised by the Mac App Store as one of the best games of 2012 and has already picked up a handful of awards. In line with their previous games, a scaled-back iPhone version may well follow, but for now, an iPad version will be out next week. As usual, links to the trailers for all of the upcoming games I featured can be found in the description. That's all for now. Don't forget, you can stay up to date with all of the latest mobile gaming news and reviews at www.gamemob.com. You can also follow me on Twitter at ShadeslayPlays for regular news and opinion on anything and everything related to mobile gaming. I'll be back at the same time, same place next week. Until then, I've been Shadeslay. Bye for now.